Why you suck at Total War, reason number 6. You don't protect your lord. An essential part of any army is one who can lead the rest of the army forward. Without the decisive will and encouragement of a leader, how can any army function? And it's often found that one of the big differences between higher level and lesser players is that higher level players protect their lord better and don't let them get killed. The loss of your lord can be the difference between winning and losing, and it's something that I've noticed about a lot of players that struggle with the game. And while everyone's going to make mistakes and put their lord in bad situations from time to time, there are certain things you can keep an eye out for and try to avoid to help keep your lord safe. So let's take a look at some of those. First off, beware the projectile. Missiles and artillery can shred your lord very quickly if they're left exposed to focus fire. This is especially true if you're a large target or you're slow like old Durthu here, or if you have little armour. There really is no sense charging your lord into this kind of dangerous missile situation and getting them absolutely hammered, losing most of their health or even getting killed. This is especially true for flying units as well, as they have no kind of cover. You'll need to do your best to stay out of range of the enemy missiles and artillery and wait for the opportunity to move in. You may need to disrupt the missiles and artillery with other parts of your army to make it safe for your lord, especially online as players are a bit more hot on the focus fire. Next, in the classic observations of General Akbar, it's a trap! No matter how powerful your lord is, it's very easy for them to get surrounded and bogged down by multiple infantry units. This can make it very difficult to escape, meaning you're going to take a lot of damage if you stay and fight, or a lot of damage if you try and escape. So be cautious of situations where your lord may get suddenly converged on by a few different units. If your lord does have a hard time escaping, you may need to bring in the cavalry to try and save them, literally. So be careful of where you send your lord in to engage and try not to overcommit lest you get caught up and trapped. Another time that lords' lives are often lost is if you have an aerial disadvantage, and this one is especially true online, I notice. If you're outmatched or outnumbered in the skies, enemy players will relentlessly pursue your flying lord in a bid to kill them off easy. The best solution is to simply just fly away and fly around, providing that you're faster than them, and if you're not, you may need to use some speed reducing spells to help keep yourself alive. Definitely an important one to keep an eye out for. Another thing that can be problematic, again with a flying lord, is if a fast unit stops you from taking off and just keeps pursuing you. I'm trying to get away from this banshee here, but these direwolves are stopping me from taking off. I need to bring in some cavalry to help save my lord so he can take off. One of the biggest things to watch out for online is all the utter goons and their goon squads, which is usually 3 or more characters trying to converge on your single lone lord and take him down in a matter of seconds. Be very wary if you see 2 or 3 characters moving around together, as you can usually guess what their intention is to try and get your lord dead at the start of the fight so they can have an easy win. A shameful display if you ask me, but be aware of it even if heroes aren't together. Here I've just flown in Azag to try and get after a banshee, and oh look, the Red Duke's coming over and the White King's coming over. He's trying to get all his heroes on my one lord so he gets taken down very quickly. You gotta be aware of this stuff and you gotta pull away from it as quick as possible. This is mostly an online problem, but it may happen offline as well. You need to be especially careful of goon squads as well if you're playing a lord that doesn't have a mount, like Ungrim, Sigvold, Queek, Grimgor. They can be very vulnerable. A simple solution is to bring a bodyguard unit for that lord, whether that be an actual infantry unit or just another melee hero to fight alongside them. It's still a risky business and depends on the matchups of the enemy and what they may be bringing for you, but it can be a good idea if you do want to use one of these lords. And then you have the exceptionally squishy and fragile lords, such as the Fey Enchantress, good old Heinrich Kemmler, and the man who can be knocked out by a flying cheese sandwich, Balthazar Gelt. For these squishy lords, I'd say it's pretty much essential to put them on some kind of mount so they have the mobility to stay alive. And the last thing to watch out for, not that you can do much about it, it's all the magical magic that gets thrown around and can potentially damage your lord. As I say, there's not much you can do to avoid it, but you can use your own healing magic and defense magic to try and help your lord if need be. Net spells can be particularly dangerous as well, like the Prey of Anathrema, the Net of Amantok, or even Effigy of the Git. These can very quickly put you in a bad situation if the enemy is ready to fire, blast, or lock you into a fight with somebody you don't want to fight. So if you notice an enemy that has one of these net spells, do be careful of where you position your lord, as they may try to catch you out in a very bad situation. So those I find are some of the main dangers to watch out for on or offline. It's really just about being more aware of where your lord is and what he's up to, and picking good situations to plough them into. And I do have more to say on this subject, which you can see in this here video. So if you'd like more information on lords and how to protect them, do gently caress that thumbnail. I thought it a bit pointless to just repeat myself and put all that stuff in this video, so just watch that video if you want more, but the main point is fairly simple: just try not to let your lord die. Ever. Not always an easy task, but like I said, one of the biggest differences between better and worse players. Which is why I thought it needed to be included in this checklist, because it is very important. Even if it means leaving your lord out of the fight for a while because there's too much risk to them. Take care of your lord and they will take care of your army, leading both of you to total war greatness.